La maudite des vieux chauds.
I have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
David, you look absolutely terrific, honestly. You've got like glue on.
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness. The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death.
Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows.
Someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
This is Albert from the Tuesday Show. You're listening to the goddamn Dave Hill Show, now on a flipping Monday.
Nobody else could see you the same way as myself. Fly high and touch the sky, you're the angel I adore. If only you could feel for me that I feel for you. Why do you ignore me, angel? Why can't I go with you? You're an angel witch. You're an angel witch. You're an angel witch. You're an angel witch. The more love I feel for you, the more you fade away. Why can't you come and love me? Do I have to stay this way? I'm gonna go insane if nothing happens soon. I look out at the night to see a shut up by the moon. You're an angel witch. You're an angel witch. You're an angel witch. You're an angel witch.
You're an angel witch. I nailed it.
That was tight.
Feeling pretty good about it. Anyway, hi. How are you? I'm incredible. Thank you so much for asking. Hello, boy criminal, Chris Gersbeck.
Hey, how's it going? That was
Really great.
that was slicker than usual, that intro there.
I know. I think, back in New York, I'm feeling, the pressure, really. Hello, New Jersey chicken rancher Des.
Dave, how are you?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I walked today, not to brag.
Wow.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
Big guy.
How many steps do you think I walked? I have not looked at my step counter in 10 months.
Mhm.
But you don't do a lot of walking in Ohio. You
You're on the
mostly
bike.
did bike, right?
I go for runs and I go on the bike a lot, but I guess I do look at the step counter when I look at the miles because I'm just running and riding miles and miles, but I don't look at how many steps I've taken because I don't care. But and it's never that many. I might do like 5,000 in a day in Ohio, unless I go for a killer run. Then forget it.
Right.
But today I walked. Let's take a guess, and people can guess in the comments, and whoever guesses closest will get $10,000.
I'll say you did 8,000.
Turn your mic up, Des. We can't hear you.
I'd say you did 8,000.
Better.
12,000.
Maybe if you added those numbers together, you would still not be enough.
Big guy.
22,584.
Wow.
No one has ever taken that many steps in a day before.
How far did that carry you? Where'd you get to?
I have walked
Downtown.
10.3 miles today.
Jesus.
Today? Wow.
This is what happened.
You thirsty? You need to sit? Well, you're sitting.
No, I had to go to Queens for my third COVID test since I've been in town.
Why'd you have to go to Queens?
They can't find one between there and your place?
They found one. In the interest of full disclosure, I'm doing a television program, shooting a television program, and their setups are in Brooklyn and Queens where they're shooting the show, and I live in Manhattan, and so I said, "Hey, can I get tested somewhere in Manhattan?" And they sent me to a place. And I went, and then before they even let you in the building, you have to fill out this app questionnaire or whatever. And it says, basically, I said I came from Ohio a few days ago, and they were like, "You're out. You can't come in the building." So I had to go. I rode a bike to Williamsburg, a city bike, which I've ridden those once or twice before. But after riding my sweet borrowed Diamondback all summer long in winter or whatever time of year it is, city bike is like riding a bike and then carrying two other bikes on your back while you do it. Like when you go over a bridge that seems like not that much of an incline, you're just like, this is the worst.
Yeah,
This is the
painful.
hardest thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
took one of those
gosh.
around the Central Park loop just because I had time to kill, and that was painful.
Oh my gosh. Woo, golly. And then, so I did it. I rode to Williamsburg last Thursday. Then Friday, I rode to Queens to Astoria on another city bike. And then this morning, I was on my way to Queens. Now, I'm a safe rider. I wear a helmet. As anyone has seen my Instagram is well aware.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a helmet. Actually, I wear a helmet thanks to the advice of, my brother, but also one of our guests tonight, Curtis Stigers. I was riding the bike, and I told him I wasn't wearing a helmet, and he was like, "You got to get a helmet." Like,
Straighten you right out.
He's like, I know people who have like brain damage because they fell off a bike at like 10 miles an hour.
I always wear a helmet. The only time I didn't, I got hit by a car. That's a true story. And I landed on my head.
No, really?
Yeah. It's a miracle
See?
that I sustained no injuries whatsoever. Like,
Oh man.
so,
This
yeah,
is the thing.
always wear a helmet.
I was almost at the Queensboro Bridge this morning, riding in rush hour traffic. and I reached up to adjust my helmet, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm not wearing a helmet." I had ridden like 3 miles or whatever. I was like, shit, I'm just wearing a winter hat right now. Because there's too many things to keep track of in COVID times. I have to put on 7 masks, hand sanitizer, keys, wallet, phone, and golly. So then I was like, all right, well, I'm at the bridge. There's no cars on the bridge path. And then when you get to Queens, there's no cars really. So I just rode the bike to the studio to get tested. And then I walked all the way home, like 4.5 miles.
Wow.
From Queens.
I've done that walk. It's not that bad.
It's not too bad. I was kind of glad. I was glad I did it because it sort of reconnected me to the city.
It's perfect.
Because, I've been living in this town of 3,000 people, most of whom you've never, ever see. This town I've been in since March, it's not, COVID hasn't really affected it that much because you don't see anyone anyway.
It's like my town here.
Yeah, there's like one restaurant that people would go to normally that now I think it's still open.
Same, yeah.
But I'm not going there. But anyway, so I got back here and it's been such like a shock to the system after like literally never encountering anyone up close to all, like literally no stranger has been except every few weeks when I go to the post office, the grocery store or whatever. But like I'll go like a few weeks without anyone being within 50 yards of me.
I went to the dentist last week and I was horrified when I had to sit in the waiting room with 2 other people. But they moved us through real quick. We weren't close to each other. Everybody had masks, but it was a psychological effort to just sit there and not like, this is not supposed to be happening. This is a doctor's office. Why are they allowing this? But we got through it. Knock on wood.
Oh, it would freak me out. Oh, is our guest coming on already?
Oh, we'll keep her
queued up.
Get her out of here. Get her out of here. So, oh golly, yeah, I just blacked out for a second. No, when I got my first COVID test, the first one I've ever done, last Thursday, and I was like in this thing, and they're like, take your mask down. I was like, oh my god, I was like almost started crying because I was just like, I have not been this vulnerable.
Yeah.
Did they do the one that goes like all the way to the back of your brain? Or
people described it that way, but I didn't. I mean,
I had that.
People are soft.
Yeah.
People are soft. Like they just put it up my nose pretty far, but I was like, oh, this is going to be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have my fingers further up my nose than this on a daily basis.
They didn't reach the brain.
No, it was like mild.
That might be like the rapid test. Maybe the rapid test goes on.
No, this is the lab test that I'm doing. So I have to say it was not too bad by my estimation. But I'm hard as steel though, so maybe it's horrible for the average. No, who knows? But it wasn't too bad. I can't help but notice you guys, the people listening to the podcast, you guys are wearing, I don't even have one of these shirts. You guys are wearing the limited edition Jimmy Disco Dancer shirt.
Yes.
It said he's got guitar phobia. A guitar killed his mother.
It's a great likeness.
It
came out really nicely.
It's a good design. I'm very happy with it.
It's a fantastically comfortable shirt. More important than the design.
It looks great. If anyone wants one, let me know. I put it. It was for sale on my Big Cartel page, and then I took it down because I wanted it to be as underground as possible.
Nice.
So very few of them are in existence, and I assumed no one else was going to buy it. I left it up for a week or two, and I was like, all right, I guess that's it. But if anyone wants it, I'll sell you one.
You'll get a sweet infernal imagery sticker too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
gross.
Right.
No,
yeah,
just kidding.
Put it on my fridge.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the shirts are all printed. Everyone should use Infernal Imagery, the greatest screen printer out there today.
In Pennsylvania.
He's Wade Snook screens that shirt. He does all the Dangerous Snake shirts. Does all the Witch Taint shirts.
Oh, speaking of.
All the Painted Doll shirts. All the Valley Lodge shirts. What were you going to say?
You got some new Dangerous Snakes Who Hate Bullshit merchandise, and our friend Jamie Mary just sent me this image of Baby Yoda.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Look at that. Yeah, that's the hot new patches.
I'm gonna get a jean jacket for that now.
Oh, yeah, they're sick. I didn't know the appetite for patches was so great. They sold out in a matter of minutes.
People like the patches.
Or a matter of hours, I should say. When I say minutes, I mean hours. But I've ordered some more. They'll be available to the people. Nope. Everyone call in. I'm sorry, I'm just so all over the place. It's when you walk 22,824 steps in one day, it really wears you out. Call in at 347-474-0260. That's 347-474-0260. I don't know that we're going to do the Zoom link tonight. Though maybe we will. It could happen. Who knows?
Got risky last week.
It gets a little risky.
Gotten risky.
And plus, I like the feel of a phone call more.
Yeah.
I feel like the Zooming. I feel a little too vulnerable.
It's like a blind date that doesn't go well right off the bat.
Never goes well.
Yeah.
No, because they come in and you can't hear them, you can't see them.
Exactly.
Anyway, 347-474-0260. Oh, it's overwhelming how many calls we get on this show. The people listening to the podcast format, what they need to understand is we often usually just edit out all the tons of phone calls we get because we're like, you know what? Then it would just be all calls.
Yeah. People like the phone calls though.
I like a nice phone call.
It's nice reaching out. Have you spoken to Ing Dave at all lately?
Have I personally?
Yeah. Some way or
another. A lot of people have asked me that. I need to call him. I have not called him. I've not made an effort to have him on the show because last time he was on, he was talking bullshit about, conspiracy theories about COVID and the vaccine and all that. And like, I'm up for any and all conspiracy theories out of Ing Dave, except for that one, because that's really fucking stupid. So I don't want to give him the platform to say stupid shit. I can't imagine anyone listening would take anything he has to say seriously about coronavirus or the vaccine. But I think, with over 400,000 dead people, I don't want to let anyone say stuff.
He wasn't
so much indulgence to go around.
He wasn't on the Q stuff though, was he?
I don't think I'd say he's QAnon adjacent.
Yeah.
No.
He was like Illuminati, the cabal.
No, he
was big on the cabal.
He is no, I love Ing Dave. It's truly just that. I really welcome all of his conspiracy theories normally, except for that one. No, he's not QAnon. I think he's one of those rare. He's super into conspiracy theories, but he's also a a Democrat. So
that's a fair assessment, I think.
Yeah. So you can really see a lot of my apartment with this camera. I have to say, I just spotted
a ghost.
I cleaned the kitchen mat and I was set it in front of the TV to dry, and I could see it out of the corner of my eye.
I mean,
can you guys see over my shoulder? I had to tape a sign. What's that?
The way you have your position with the dark door behind you, it looks like at any moment Michael Myers could just pop out and kill you.
Well, that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it be?
During the show, yeah.
I got Nils on the phone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I had to put real quick. I had to put it. You can see right above my finger.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that like mentally I would come back here and my brain would just go like, oh, everything's back to normal, and that I would just forget to wear a mask when I go out. And so I made a sign and I taped it to the door and it says mask. So I remember.
Smart.
Now, clearly after today's incident, by the way, I should say today when I got to the Queensboro Bridge and realized I wasn't wearing a helmet, that's actually the second time I've done that since I got into town. Last week I did the same thing, but I got like 5 or 6 blocks when I realized I was not wearing a helmet. And I went back. Anyway, hoping to tell that story on the Moth, but what I meant to say is I was going to put a sign on the door that says helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Mask.
Helmet. Mask.
What about
helmet.
Wallet. Phone?
Pants. Wallet. Underpants. Oh boy. Yeah, let's talk to Nils. 347-474-0260.
Nils, you there?
Yeah, I think I am.
Oh.
Turn your radio down.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
it's
I
all
did.
happening.
They melted together. They were staggered.
Nice, you're good.
Wow. Technology. What's shaking, boys?
Good to hear from you, sir. How's the Great White North?
Yeah,
the pride of Merrickville.
Golden voice.
The pride of Merrickville, Ontario. Hello, Niels?
Yes, sir.
Have we lost you?
You got me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, big time.
Okay, cool. All right. So now we're talking like time and space is all correlated?
Oh, big time. From way back.
Yeah, okay. What's shaking?
You in the garage?
Yes, definitely.
What's going on with you, Niels? Paint us a picture with words. What's happening there in Merrickville, Ontario?
Well, the precise moment is like I have altered my personal mirror in the garage, so I have a brand new like dimension on how I look at myself. But overall, I gotta say I'm in like a sucky mood.
Oh no!
I had to put the dog down. My dog died last week.
Oh man!
Oh man! I'm sorry.
It sucks. But it was coming. Like it was his time and all that, and he had the grace to die semi-peacefully. But you can't avoid the question, "How's it going?" without bringing up something like that. So.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't remember your dog's name right now. Fletcher, that's right. Yeah, I met Fletcher.
Yeah.
Great name.
Beautiful dog, sweet dog. Well, I'm very sorry. And tonight's show is in Fletcher's honor.
It's a Fletcher.
I'll raise my coffee to Fletcher. I don't have a drink yet.
Diet Pepsi right here.
Why, thank you very much. That's really cool. But
that's
overall,
I
I would have, it's the Groundhog Day here. Like we're into like lockdown and all that again. So.
Oh wait, you're saying the goose in Merrickville is not open?
No, she shut down. Like I guess if you want a pizza or a bread bowl of chowder, you have to go to the curb.
That sounds good.
And they'll give it to you.
They'll bring out a soup in a bread bowl. I've had this. Let me be clear. What is it called? The goose and the gridiron?
Yeah.
The goose and the grit in Merrickville, Ontario. I would argue it's the Cheers of Merrickville, Ontario, if I can frame it, and I've been there, and I have had the chowder in the bread bowl, and it's delightful. And on my short list of things that I want to do when this is all over, on that list is to saddle up at the Goose in Merrickville, Ontario, for maybe not. Maybe I'll just have nachos. I don't know. Anyway,
to have the choice is what it's all about.
Oh, I mean, there's many charms. There's charms I can't even go into on this show at the Goose. They're charms that I will never speak of publicly at the Goose. They're not. It's nothing nefarious, nothing bad. It's just charms. Charms that that are so dear to me, I must keep them private, and they have to be experienced for oneself.
Mm-hmm.
You got her, Sam. She's a good one down there. Listen, I just wanted to say hello. Like, you guys look, from what I see, I have the volume down, but you guys look like really sweaty inside. I just want to say, have a great show. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to call at like 3 to whatever the hell you end, and we'll finish this off properly. I'm just starting here, so I just want to say hello to everybody around the world and in America. Fucking A.
Do you have a dab open there?
I do. I got a dab and a big juicy bottle of, oh my God, what's it called? Prince Igor. They don't sell liquor in Ontario on Mondays. So I had to go to a corner store. Is it not Monday right now?
It is Monday, yes.
What is Prince Igor?
Pardon me?
What is that? What's Prince Igor?
Yeah, it's like this Canadian-made vodka that has a Russian title. It's in a plastic bottle, and I feel filthy. Hold on.
Sounds like it's all coming together there for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, just getting over the hump of like a little minor sadness, and going to get into some minor badness. It's all good.
That's a T-shirt right there. Thank you, Niels.
Anyways, say hello to your guests for me, and like I said, maybe I'll call back like in the dying minutes, and we'll just see if the Jekyll and Hyde thing occurs.
Nice.
I have a good feeling about it. I'll be honest.
All right. Have a good night, boys.
Later.
All right. See you, Niels. Love it. Wait, what did he say that just really it's all. Oh,
minor sadness into minor badness?
No, the thing about being sweaty, as anyone who knows me or has followed my career from the very beginning is well aware, I have very dewy skin, very oily, some would say.
Mm-hmm.
But today it's compounded by the fact that I'm wearing a sweater and sitting directly next to a steam heater, which is quite hot. So I am definitely
your apartment's like an oven. I forgot about that.
It is. I mean, it's and then if I go to the back quarters, it drops by about 20 degrees. So I'll be perfectly dressed for when I go to the other rooms in my sprawling Manhattan palace.
Dave, as I look at the decorations and the walls in your place there, when was the time where you switched and you no longer had posters and you went ahead and framed things and hung them on your walls? When did you make that
this
change?
is a good point. Definitely. Let's think for a second. I would say posters I put behind me as soon as I was out of college, which is what I would recommend.
Really?
Everyone do.
Yeah.
That having been said, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like I was living in gorgeous apartments like this
Sweet
right
pads.
away. I was pretty much a drifter.
Did you have a lot of roommate situations?
No, because I had, let me think. I had a couple first couple years after college, I had roommates, and then I went and I didn't really live anywhere for like a number of years. I just kind of like had keys to my parents' house and my sister's house, and I would just, whatever house I was closer to, I would just go to that house. And that, let me be clear, went on for years.
Yeah, it's good if you
And
can get
then
it.
and so I didn't really live anywhere. I guess legally I lived at my parents' house, but I didn't. I just would kind of drift randomly to each house, as was my want. And then around 2002, I finally got my own apartment, all by myself in the Little Italy area of Cleveland. And I lived there for like 6 months, I think. And then I came here to New York City for the weekend and never went back.
Here we are.
But Dave, what happened with your apartment that you had in Cleveland? That's a good question. Fortunately, a friend of mine happened to break up with his girlfriend that he was living with. And I mailed him the keys to my apartment and I said, "It's yours."
How bad?
He moved in with all my stuff.
Nice.
And just lived there for, I don't even know how, I can't even remember, a while.
Wait, did he sign a lease or?
There was no lease. It was just like this apartment that I was paying month to month above a hair salon. It smelled like perms.
Oh, that's rough.
I loved it. I mean, I adored it.
What was the rent on that?
$450.
20 years ago in Cleveland, or 15 or so?
About, yeah. Oh gosh, now that I'm hearing it out loud.
20 years, yeah.
It was like 19 years ago. How fucking old am I?
Sorry, bro.
Am I dying?
Didn't mean to do
I'm
that
dying.
To you. It's okay. You'll be all right.
I was out of school already.
Oh,
I'm
no.
dying.
Oh, it's done. It's over.
I'm dead. So yeah. Oh man, now that I really crunched the numbers on it, I've got maybe a good 6 weeks left on this planet.
It's weird starting to look at it in those terms, right?
I kind of like it because
start gauging the amount of effort required now from here to then.
Well, you spend your early adult life. For me, I was like, how am I? What's going to happen? Is this going to be okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to be okay, and you fight truly being an adult. You're like, am I really just going to be an adult now? And then you stop worrying. This is my personal experience. Then you stop worrying about whether it's going to work out. Because one day I realized, I was like, you know what? I have avoided reality for so long now. There's no way reality will ever take me back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just in this world that I've created.
That's awesome.
And I'm getting closer and closer to death. So I'm just like, whatever. I got to ride this out for another 40 years tops.
You'll take 40?
Maybe longer. I would say I will be dead, barring any accident. Let's say 20 to 45 years, I'll be dead.
I'd like to make it to 2050. I'd sign up now. If they said you got another 29 years, I'll take it.
2050.
Which is now all of a sudden it's not that far away. And then I think Dave just died. He's gone. He's froze.
Oh wow, I thought he was joking.
On cue.
Wait, what?
Oh, there you are. You froze for
up for a second as soon as you said you were dead.
No, my internet connection was unstable. I actually was quite concerned earlier today whether I'd be able to pull off this show because the internet has been so bad in my apartment since I've been back.
You were frozen.
That
it looked like it could have legit been you just like staring at the camera.
Oh, like I was just going.
Yeah.
Master of something. Shall we bring our guest on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Our first guest. We're a few minutes late with her. Where's the time go? That's what I would say if I were ever a spice delivery guy. Get it?
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
Yeah.
Show up with all the spices, and you go, "Where's?" Oh man, you got to stay sharp.
Yeah.
Where's Andrea? Are we bringing her on?
Yeah, she's coming up.
This is amazing. There she is, Andrea Allan.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm dying too, baby.
I want to congratulate you. I feel like I'm not telling tales out of school because I saw this on your Instagram, which is a public. I don't believe you have a private account, right?
No.
So I feel I can say with confidence, congratulations, you're not pregnant.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
I know.
Good
It's
work.
a great day, Dave. You know, it's funny. I got my period literally minutes after that pregnancy test. So it was a very exciting evening over here.
Isn't it? It seems not fair. Among the many things in life that aren't fair, as hard as life is, why do they throw that at just women? Men don't. Well, I guess men arguably being part of the equation.
Yeah.
But not really. Small part. Especially in Chris's case.
Wow.
So I just took a long road at making a weak joke about his dingus.
Manlyhood.
Couldn't resist. Just trying to stay sharp. No, but it just seems like of all the things we have to worry about, what's the point of that? To be like, we're going to freak you out and make you think you're pregnant when you're not.
You're preaching to the choir, Dave. I mean, I got my, speaking of women problems, when I had COVID in March in New York City, early adopter, I was stuck in my apartment for at least 3 weeks. And at some point during that time period, it's kind of hazy, I got my period and I didn't want to go outside, obviously, to get supplies. And I was out of clothing and bedding. So at a certain point, I just lay in a pile of my own blood and was like, this is it. This is life. Just bleeding out, having COVID. This is how you're going to go, baby.
Wow. I am sorry.
It's okay.
But I also applaud your joie de vivre.
I was at peace with it.
That's what I'm sensing. That's why, I'm feeling more comfortable about it. Now, but somehow, despite the ongoing pandemic, you somehow were able to tick all the boxes to make a pregnancy scare happen.
Is that what you call it? Hey, do you want to come over and tick all the boxes?
I don't know why I described it. I think everything just keeps going back to the fact that I walked over 22,000 steps today, and it's making my grasp of vocabulary and other things compromised.
I understand. I have been a pandemic dating. I am an antibody queen, and I have 2 partners who also had COVID. So, it's as safe, quote unquote, as it can be. But
oh yeah, no judgments.
No, I know it's rough out there if you're a single person,
Is
because
that like a dating profile thing now? Like you've had COVID?
kind of, yeah. I mean, my bio for a long time was I have antibodies and a Canadian passport, and that was a pretty big crowd pleaser.
Oh my gosh, that is. I might have to turn my camera off. The more I think about that,
no,
that's another. I'm just to shield people from seeing. It's really.
You're gonna
I'm
be
just
okay,
struggling. Just struggling. I'm short circuited. Look at me.
You have
I'm
COVID,
very.
Dave? You're sweating.
I'm very shiny. I'm very shiny, sweaty, but yet also greasy.
Yes.
And a lot going on.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're doing great though.
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel like the boredom is really starting to get to me at this juncture, like the constant fear of death and the upheaval of our country and all of that stuff has quieted a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
now it still exists, but now I feel like it's Groundhog's Day. Like, oh, I go for my little fucking walk every night, do the same thing. Yeah, we're all in this boat. So I'm fine, but I also recently was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I also get to take mood stabilizers. So that's kind of a fun new thing I get to play around with.
Welcome to the arts.
Baby.
No, just kidding. No, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm not
for getting treatment for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a diagnosis, so it's not like my brain. It's not like a cancer diagnosis where like something wasn't there and now is there. It's just a little bit better of an understanding.
That's good. I mean, as someone who has dealt with, I'm not bipolar, but I've had clinical depression, anxiety, OCD, which OCD I've mostly got under control.
What are your OCD tics? Like, what are your things?
They haven't been really. I was diagnosed with it like full on, and then I really worked at not struggling with it. I didn't do anything like lick doorknobs or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
My compulsion was all mental. Like I would do things like, this is in my 20s. I was really into the idea of various maladies and diseases that I would have.
Oh, yes.
Which is the lingering aspects of that in my life is why I don't really enjoy COVID as much as so many people do.
I have the same problem. I've been going to doctors so much. It's very difficult mentally. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so I don't the anxiety of worrying you might be sick is something I don't do great with. Mm-hmm. But no, I would usually come up with things that I have no chance of actually having. And then my compulsions were just mental. Like I would make up mind exercises to not think about
stop. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm not going to think that I have lumbago or whatever, if I even said that right. Mm-hmm. And I would come up with like some mental exercise to not think about it.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Oh no, and then I like did like a sort of aggressive therapy to get not as bad at it.
My illness I always thought I had, and COVID has kicked this up for me too. Again, I was doing very well with it for years, but I was convinced that I had HIV all the time. Despite like
I've had friends who've gone through that too.
It's so ridiculous because it's like you have protected. I wasn't doing anything that would you know, but then you read something like maybe the condom or like someone has a sore or whatever, and then you just get into this spiral with it. And I think maybe a few months ago I bought an at-home HIV test at a CVS, and I'm like, all right, you are not well that you are doing this right now.
I had that exact. I mean, that was a really big one for me at one
it's
point.
a huge one. Yeah.
To where I would talk. I went to see like a regular doctor about. I first called a bunch of hotlines. This was in my 20s. Yes. Called and like literally they were like, "You sound like you have other problems you need to address." They were literally like asking, you know, my sexual history, and they're like, it just doesn't sound like there's statistically any chance you could have it. Like, are you depressed? Like, what's going on?
Yes.
You know, I was like 22 or 3 or something. And then I was like, okay, you're not going to tell me and then so I went and saw an actual doctor and was talking to him, and he was just like, I think you need a psychiatrist. You don't need you don't need me. Like, you should talk to somebody. Like, and then that became a huge thing. And but yeah, you just like kind of go like, well, I could have touched a doorknob and then rubbed my face, and I cut myself shaving, and then the HIV got in my face, and so I definitely got it.
I had a version of that. I mean, I don't. My mom is a funny woman.
A Canadian woman.
A Canadian woman and a very funny woman.
We really, just to be clear, Andrea Allan is Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
I take it for granted because we've known each other a while, and but I feel like I say that not to label you, but to celebrate you further.
Thank you. I'm wearing, you know, a Maple Leaf-esque vest.
Absolutely.
So when I was in Vancouver and I was like I was maybe 18, the first time I hooked up with anyone, I gave this guy a blowjob, and I immediately thought I had HIV from it. I was like, there's a cut in my gums, and then it got in through that, whatever. So I spiraled for like several months with this fear, convinced of it. And then my mom walked into my bedroom, and I was hysterically crying. And she was like, what is going on with you? And so I told her, like, I think I have HIV from this. And I had to tell my mom, like, I gave a guy a blowjob. Like, it was this horrifically embarrassing thing. And so I don't know if she did this to like, I don't know her motivation for doing this. She took me to our pediatrician, like our family doctor. And like, she went into the office with me and like made me tell the doctor. So now I'm telling the doctor in front of my mom that I gave someone a blowjob, and I thought I had HIV from it. And like they like humored me, so to speak. But it's like, I imagine it's similar to what this doctor was to you when they're like, this woman, there's not a chance, you know? And then I was awaiting my blood results, and I actually had moved to New York, and I got the news that I didn't have HIV when I was like my first day in New York. And I was like, yeah.
Off like a rocket.
Yeah. It's humiliating. I don't know why she took me to this doctor. I think she thought it was funny. Like, I really actually think she thought it was super funny.
Let's make a day of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had so many of these experiences. I did a similar thing where like my dad was like, what is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Not like scolding me, but just kind of like,
you
do you
look so fucked up.
Like he was just kind of like trying to wrap his head around what was going on in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just telling him just these ridiculous scenarios of how I definitely like probably caught this disease and that disease. And one of them was like, telling him, you know, some awkward sexual encounter that no chance to catch anything.
I know.
And but it was, and then when I started was like feeling a little better, I was like, wow, I was probably if I got prescribed something a couple days earlier, I maybe could have avoided that kitchen conversation.
I mean, here's the thing. Do you, because when I get in these panic, and I've been dealing with this my whole life. So even when I'm in it, worrying about the disease, there is a little part of my brain that is like, come on, you don't act like you don't have this. But the fear part of the brain overrides it. And after I'm over it, I'm like, that was ridiculous. But then a new one comes along and it's the same thing. Like, do you experience that? Are you able to step away from it at all?
Well, this is an amazing thing. My therapist that I had, as I was like, I would do these worry periods, they were called.
Mm-hmm.
And you would like basically, because the whole thing with OCD is like, it's because you think something and then you try to reassure yourself that you don't, that thing's not a problem. That starts this cycle.
Yeah.
Of, and then you drive yourself crazy. But these worry periods, which are called different things in different books and things like that. But you just tell yourself like, oh, I'm going to worry at 5 o'clock. And so
that's
your brain,
fun.
you start to learn to like say like, oh, I'm going to totally let myself worry at 5. And then your brain slowly is like, okay, we'll do it then. Even though you can't really convince yourself, but your brain actually starts to get on board with it. And then at 5, the idea of the worry, like, because we're basically just dealing with like a computer of some sort.
Yeah.
And then the idea with the worry periods is you think whatever your thing is, that you have HIV or whatever your thing is,
or you're pregnant, perhaps.
Yeah, if you're you don't offer yourself any hope. Like you don't ever say like, oh, I probably don't. You only say, I definitely do. There's no way I don't. You offer yourself no solace, no comfort whatsoever.
What is this, S&M?
It's crazy. And your brain, the thing is your brain is incapable, and you only you tell yourself you're only going to think the worst, most extreme version of what your fear is.
Okay.
But your brain is incapable of that, because if you were to be like, only think about whatever, maple leaf cookies. I'll give you a Canadian thing. Only think about maple leaf cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain couldn't do it. You could try really hard, but then you would start thinking about Oreos or whatever.
Sure.
And then if you said, don't think about maple leaf cookies, you would keep drifting back to whatever the thing was.
Okay.
But but basically the worry periods, you can't possibly really do it, but your brain eventually tries really hard.
Uh-huh.
And they did studies, people that do this exercise, on a schedule, change the physical makeups of their brain. Like their brain scans change.
Neuroplasticity, baby.
Yeah. So I did this and it was super helpful. But the thing, back to what you're talking about of like, of telling yourself, oh no, everything's all right. One day my therapist was like, I'm just going to write this down for you. And he basically was like, if you're obsessing about something, it's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't obsess about things that are a real, like almost everyone in my family dies of cancer. I never worry about whether I'm going to have cancer. I never think about it, even though there's every likelihood that I will eventually have, when I'm really old. And so he was like, the brain doesn't obsess about real things. You might worry about real things, but true obsessive, like clinical OCD type thinking is only about bullshit. It's not about real things.
God.
So once he told me that, and he wrote it down on a piece of paper, and he's like, just keep this in your wallet. And when you're struggling, just look at it. And cured.
Wow.
Like I was like, I've been paying, well, not me, but my insurance or whatever, going to see this guy, and it was like he just wrote a thing on a notepad. That was the most helpful therapy I've ever had.
That's incredible. I need to try this.
I still have, all sorts of mental problems. Let me be clear.
Yeah. Preach, sister.
But that was massively helpful when he just broke it down in the simplest of terms. Because you just go, I'm freaking out right now. Oh, I must be freaking out about nothing because it's not real.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Yeah. And then, which is not to say I don't freak. I freak out about all sorts of things. Like today, I was freaking out about my taxes. Because I don't like taxes.
No, he does.
Understandable freak out.
It's not a fan favorite.
Especially like this past year, it's like such a mess. Well, for me at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have like no W.
Yeah, it's totally
freelance stuff. So I'm like, what do I do? Never done this before.
Just report 0.
That's what I'm
like, see what happens.
Yeah. I know I have a shady accountant I can hook you up with. He's Italian.
I'm gonna email you.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't just go hey, this has been a crazy year.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not instead of bailing out corporations and stuff, we will just let all the regular people off the hook this year. and we'll pay for everything by not doing all these ridiculous corporate bailouts.
What do you think, you're Canada
anyway,
or something?
Not to just fucking break it down.
Mm-hmm.
I know that ridiculous though that like the tax system it forces pretty much all of us to freak out.
Yeah.
When like when all these billionaires just don't have to, like none of us really have to, but like just the fact that like we're the ones that have to freak out about this shit, like it's insane.
Yeah. It's almost like this country isn't on our side.
Yeah.
I
who did you guys vote for?
Before
I can't vote.
What's that? You can't vote. So this is the thing I ask all Canadians. And the answers are always interesting because I think if I could just live in Canada if I were a Canadian person, I know there's speculation that I am. Legally, I'm not Canadian.
Speculation. Yeah.
There's wide speculation and assumptions because I wrote a book about Canada that I am in fact legally Canadian, but I have no legal standing as a Canadian. No edge over any American in being Canadian.
Crazy that you're not a Canadian and I'm a Canadian. Like in terms of Canadian personalities, completely inappropriate. I seem so much more American than you do, I feel.
You do. I mean, again. Oh, I think I lost my fucking internet. Am I back?
You're good.
Yeah.
Whole time.
My internet's not great. Yeah, I mean, again, you've talked about this on this show, so I'm not speaking out of class or however the saying goes, but you've worn a horse's tail out of your butt, which I respect.
I'm wearing it right now. It's just below
you're wearing
the
it right now, but that
every time I talk to you, Dave, I have it on.
It doesn't strike me as a very Canadian thing.
No, I'm a lot louder and more outlandish than your average Canadian.
I applaud it.
Thank you
very much. But I'm sorry, just get this out of here. But yeah, it's weird that I'm not. I should be. Anyway, my question, as a Canadian person who of the last 5 years of shit show, aren't you ever like, hey, I could just go to a country that doesn't have nearly as much bullshit happening?
Yeah,
I'm not saying you should.
No, I mean, yes and no. I guess this year or 2020 was the year where I most considered fucking off for a while. unfortunately, I was waiting for a green card to be approved. And because of the way the Trump administration was and all the very anti-immigrant sentiments, I was scared to leave because I didn't know if
you
I
get
could come back in. Yeah. And
Yeah.
a lot of my friends who are comedians, like Daniel Simonson, he's a Norwegian. We have sort of a white immigrant chat group where we discuss the safety.
Well, he's the most fascinating one of all. Daniel, hilarious guy.
One of my best friends.
But he, coming from Norway, which is one of the greatest countries, like better. Like if I were from Norway, there's no way I wouldn't live in Norway.
Sure.
That country is amazing.
Definitely.
I've been there like 5 or 6 times. It's the best.
Is it boring though, is my question. Like, do you like it when you visit? Because it's like so different from your regular life. Can you imagine living there all the time?
It might be hard. I mean, I will say, like, I always talk about how great other places are. But a big part of that is because when I go there, I'm doing shows.
Yeah.
And everyone claps and laughs for me. And then everyone takes me out for drinks. And everyone wants to hang out. So anytime I go to another country, I have an amazing time.
Sure. Sure.
Like I never have a bad time in another country because I'm always going on tour.
Yeah.
And then,
oh, go ahead.
So yeah, I think if I didn't have the glitz and glamour added, maybe it would be a bit boring. But
yeah,
they have great. They take care of their citizens very well.
Of course. I mean, Canadians do as well. But so yeah, I mean, I think I'll grow old in Canada probably. Like I like to be in the woods, so I imagine I'll probably like drift off into the mist.
The Laurentian Mountains.
Yeah, exactly. Build a fire, climb inside of a moose, just it's great. But I guess also New York is such a specific type of city, and I've been here for so long. I've been here for 12 years. And the pace of life here is just different than anywhere else. And I feel like I've gotten a taste of the juice, and going back to something more low key I would quickly be bored. But I don't know. There's not really anything for me there anymore. It's just not, I don't know. There's not a lot of, you can't, in the way that you can like run into any type of person in New York City at any time. That's not really what Vancouver is particularly like. Montreal is pretty cool.
I love Montreal.
Yeah. I would say if I were to live in another city, maybe like Paris would be one that I would consider.
I was just talking about this today.
Oh yeah?
I talk about that. I talk about living in Paris. Basically, this is we're going to go down a whole.
I can see it, Dave. The suit.
Let's this not to segue, but I was talking about it with our. Let's bring our next guest. You're going to stay with us, Andrea, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
This is the Merv Griffin Show. There he is. He's texting me. He's probably like, "What?" Oh, there. He's literally texted me. Curtis Stigers writes, "What the fuck? It's past." Yeah. There he is. Hey, Curtis. We can't hear you.
He's got to unmute himself.
Unmute.
You need to unmute.
He's doing the whole thing.
Oh.
He's so mad.
I said, that's okay. I said, hi, David.
There he is. Curtis Stigers.
That is a gorgeous sweater. Look at you.
Oh, thanks.
I just want to give you a big teddy bear hug in that, And I don't even.
That's the idea. I mean, I'll let you know a little secret at our millions of viewers and eventual listeners. Everything I wear is meant to make people want to hug, squeeze me. That's the idea of literally every outfit I have, which is dangerous in COVID times.
Yeah.
To bring, that kind of heat. But
unless you're wearing a wetsuit and a diving helmet and it's from behind, which is a whole different thing, and you have to pay extra for that on the
talk
neighborhoods.
of a bit of old New York, a little meatpacking district circa 1993.
93, that late, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
October 7th, 1993.
October 7th. Curtis, have you met Andrea Allan?
Hi, Andrea.
Before?
I haven't.
Hilarious
we haven't met,
comedian.
I don't think so.
I was enjoying her filthy comedy on the interwebs today. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
I like to do my homework, and I like good stand up, and you were very funny. And Blue, you do Blue. I like that.
I'm about as Navy as they come.
Respect. She had a joke about the Navy strength. Yeah, it was
the seamen. Okay. Hey.
Oh, hey, I'm telling you.
Oh.
Still got it.
Dave,
what are you drinking there?
This is a gin and tonic with just a splash of fresh grapefruit juice. I like to be a little lubricated or labricated.
Do you have a sugar? Is that like a sugar rim on there too that I bought?
Are you doing Blue now too, Chris?
That's what I thought.
Sugar rim.
Who are you calling Sugar
That's
Rim?
That's the name of the club. That's the name of the club in the meatpacking district. Meet me at Sugar. Meet me outside of Sugar Rim at 4:30 a.m.
There was nothing.
It just starts getting good at about 4:30 a.m.
Oh, I miss smut. Oh, COVID
there was
has
nothing.
taken that.
There was nothing like the back room at Sugar Rim. I'm telling you. No, there's no Sugar Rim on this, Chris. It's just got
a buffet at Sugar
glass rim. The buffet.
Mostly Chinese.
It's amazing, if I can digress without getting into too much detail, the places I've been that have had buffets is deeply disturbing.
Such as?
Well,
funeral home?
I did actually once wind up at a place in the meatpacking district around 95 or 95, 6 maybe. That had a buffet, and it was deeply. I saw many disturbing things that night, but nothing disturbed me more than the availability of self-serve nachos.
Oh,
wow!
Like after God,
were there tongs, or you just grab everything with your hands?
It was hands, I believe, but it was just a thing where you'd not want to. Be touching anything.
I went to an orgy
but
once.
I don't know.
Wow, hold on.
Orgy once, and there was chili. They were serving chili, which was incredibly disturbing.
Was it like a chili cook-off contest, or was it just someone brought a huge batch?
So basically, the fucking happened until 1 a.m. and then it was chili.
That's good.
And
it's better to have the chili after, I would say.
Yeah. It was in a big house. It was in a mansion type house. So everyone went to the kitchen. So you would be waiting in line, and there would be a guy in assless chaps or whatever,
Some guy with a wet dick eating chili. I'm sorry. That's the most. I upset myself with that image that I've created. Chris, a note to you to edit that out of the.
Mom, I think you should leave. I'll meet you after the show, Mom.
Yeah, Chris, edit that out. Rewind. Edit that out.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard Dave say the word wet dick before.
Wet dick.
I'm just imagining.
You haven't lived.
The guy. When you said the guy, I'm just imagining people coming from various sexual activities, and covered in fluids, just waiting, and the motivation of some people to try to get a free meal out of it, to be oh, I better eat this way. I won't have to stop at Wendy's on the way home.
Exactly.
And then the chili, someone's going to get turned into an Appaloosa before the night's through.
Yes. They also had ice cream sandwiches later in the night, which
lactose. Oh, this is a ticking time bomb.
You're talking
chili, lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
Boom. Explode.
Seems like a good time to mention that Jim was on the phone.
Oh.
Jimmy's on the phone?
Yes.
Jimmy from Kearney? I think you guys know Jimmy from Kearney, right?
I don't.
Sure.
Jimmy from Kearney. Well, then it's time you met him. Let's hear from Jimmy.
Jimmy, there?
And then we got to get some songs out of Curtis.
How are you, man?
Good, Jimmy. You're on with everybody.
Cool.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, Andrea.
Hey.
Hey, Kurt. How are you?
Good.
Only my mom calls me Kurt, Jimmy.
I like that.
So
you're
many
very
references to your mom.
We got close. Well, she's right here. She's just, I keep her
Is
in a
it
box.
Andrea or is it Andrea?
I have no preference, but Andrea is usually how people play it.
I like the possibility that the pronunciation may have changed after we've said it 50 times on the show.
For you, it's Andrea.
Do you have red marabou on?
No, it's actually fox fur that's been dyed red, and then I have a shirt that has a little marijuana on there.
So that's real. That was alive. That vest was once alive.
This vest was once a beautiful, proud, living, breathing raccoon. Or sorry, fox. Fox. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, I interrupted you. I apologize.
No problem.
Cool.
Jimmy, you sound great.
I was thinking about. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was just going to say you sound great. You go ahead.
Oh, thank you. No, I was listening intently when you were talking about kind of the hypochondria. I found that despite being in psychotherapy by my 20s, the decades of hypochondria were not washed away until I became a binge, for lack of a better word, alcoholic, or engaging in binge alcohol abuse. I do not advise that people do that to get rid of severe hypochondria, but
no,
it
well,
that's
that
way.
Self-medication.
Yeah. But I mean, even though I was like, I'd be one day on 16 hours straight, mostly beer, and then, hungover maybe for a day or two, and then stay away for 10 days, 2 weeks, and then dive back into it.
Wow.
And I didn't have a lot of hypochondria in those gaps in between.
Well, because you were drinking beer for 16 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have time to think about it.
Yeah.
Really.
Your body was also like,
that's
what
true.
the fuck?
It's true. It's sad to say, but you have a lot more good times during those 16 hours.
Let me ask you this, Jimmy.
Did you people who didn't have a lot of consequences because I got friendlier and more gregarious instead of wanting to get into fisticuffs or anything, and I pretty much went along to go along. And then when I started blacking out, that didn't frighten me. So that was another thing. When you're a severe hypochondriac through childhood and you're blacking out and you're not like going, oh my God, you're just like,
hey, Jimmy,
process. That's scary,
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about all that. I don't mean to change the topic. I'm sorry, Curtis, go ahead.
I just was wondering, Jimmy, did you ever have chili on your dick?
I was not expecting that question, but I will allow it.
On your wet dick.
Well, I mean, your dick is going to be wet if it's got chili on it, because Philly is.
That's true.
What kind of show is this? I
Chili.
thought this was. I've been on NPR. Let me be clear. I've been on NPR many times.
But I haven't. I was in a couple of threesomes, but I had to pay for it. So.
Threesomes.
Jimmy, where are you, Jimmy? I need to know. I don't know where you are. Where are you right now?
I'm in Kearney, New Jersey, West
Kearney, New
Hudson
Jersey.
County, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm separated from the city by two rivers, the Hackensack and the Hudson.
I've heard of them.
Well, hey, Jimmy, listen, I don't mean to derail you at all, but as anyone who's heard you on the show, heard the show before, heard you call in as well aware, you have the voice of an angel. And every time when you call in, I always think, I say, it'd be crazy not to get this guy to give us at least a few bars of something. Is there any chance you could humor us with a little something tonight?
Sure. Let me just put the phone out and get some acoustics.
Yeah, let it breathe.
I appreciate it. Well, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you.
Jimmy? Oh, we lost him. I don't know what happened.
That was perfect. That was art right there. Where he cut that off.
Yeah,
that was
genius.
I'm really sorry, Jimmy, if you're out there. I'm sorry we lost you. The tech is just not what it should be here. Speaking of,
he's a classic tenor. He's a classic saloon singer. That guy.
He's the best.
He's got the. Speaking of wonderful singers, my dear friend Curtis Stigers.
Oh. Yeah.
Jazz Cat, and far beyond.
Really beyond. Actually, yeah.
Your most recent album is Gentleman. You have a new album coming out.
Yeah, that won't come out until September, but yeah, I've got it. It's in the can, as the kids say.
Well, don't say it like I was wrong. I'm right. You have a new album coming out.
I wasn't. I was embellishing on your truth.
Yeah,
it was an
coming,
alternative truth.
Now you're gonna favor us with some songs tonight, right?
Some song I could.
Are you willing to?
I mean, you want me to follow Jimmy singing Irene tonight? That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, you're kind of bringing a knife to a gun show. A gunfight, but
I like gun show better. Actually,
I don't know what.
By the way, everyone brings a knife to a gun show. I've been to them. I live in Idaho, so everyone's got at least a knife at a gun show. And
I don't know why I said gun.
It was good. It was good. It was nice. All right, so you want me to? Play
I like to say spoon to a gunfight.
Spoon. You could
Chili to an orgy.
Chili to an orgy. Ice cream
Andrea.
Scoop to an orgy.
Gangbang.
Oh, I love similes, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a synonym. Sorry.
Oh, we lost.
Did we lose him?
We lost you. Oh.
You muted yourself somehow.
I did not. You muted me.
I did by accident. I'm sorry.
Wow, what a
Chris,
nag.
Chris, God damn it.
Not me, Curtis. Not me.
I know. You and I are fine. We're doing, it's the other guys, and Andrea, we're fine too, just because.
I don't care about them.
Just I was.
Absolutely.
It's you and me, baby.
Well, the really crazy irony of this whole thing is that my nickname in college was Chili Dick, and Old Chili Dick they called me.
And that was sophomore year too. Well earned.
I finally got it cleaned off by the beginning of my senior year. This is a song that I wrote with Billy Harvey. Do you know Billy Harvey, Dave? Have you come across Billy Harvey? You'd really love Billy Harvey.
Have I?
You and Billy would. He's such a great songwriter, really cool singer, great guitar player.
I'm looking him up now.
Yeah, Billy has not only has Billy made a bunch of singer-songwriter records, very quirky, unusual songwriting, but he also he's played guitar for the Sons of Anarchy band when we went out on tour, and he's great. But he came to Idaho. He comes here every now and then because his wife is from here, so he'll come and spend a week or two or three or four, and I help him getting out of his mother-in-law's house, and have him come to the studio, and we write songs. And we wrote this song, and I've never recorded it. I've not played it. I'm not even sure it's registered. So if somebody could probably just steal it right now as I'm singing it, if it were worth stealing. But it's called.
You've protected. I'm one of the greatest legal minds on the Zoom session. You've already protected it by what you just said.
That's what I felt. I felt it would be a good thing to do. I'm the second greatest legal mind on this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a law clinic here. But this is called "I Have Everything," and it's actually it's optimistic. It's the first optimism of the new world that I'm bringing to you. I haven't written an optimistic song in a long time, but let's see if I can remember it. I learned to drive when I was 14 in a high school parking lot. Snow on the trees, windshield cracked. My best friend next to me, I had everything I'd ever need. I fell in love when I was 22. I wouldn't know for another year. Subway train, holding hands. My sweetheart next to me, I had everything I'd ever need. I had everything. We have everything. We have everything we ever need. I have everything. You have everything. We have everything we ever need. Sat in the dark for what seemed like a year. I was 46 and a day. Burned out both, shades pulled down, and no one home but me. But I had everything I'd ever need. I have everything. We have everything. We have everything we ever need. I have everything. You have everything. We have everything we ever need. Tangled in your arms in the middle of the night, just listening to you breathe. Bed's a wreck, clothes on the floor. My sweet dream next to me. I have everything I ever need. I have everything. We have everything. We have everything we ever need. I have everything. You have everything. We have everything we ever need.
Yes.
Very nice.
That was lovely.
Optimistic.
Gorgeous.
It was.
Thank you.
Do we have time? We only have 4 minutes left. Would you be willing to give us another hit?
Just play another song. I can't remember what songs I've played.
You don't
on
have
this
to.
show.
You don't have to. There's no
you
pressure.
You do. Totally do.
Really?
You do actually. Can I say though quickly? I can't
Bird.
help but notice your guitar. Is that the guitar that Nick Lowe gave you?
This is the guitar that Nick Lowe gave me. It's a Gibson
Not a lot
J45.
of people can say that.
I know, I'm lucky. Because I recorded a song of his and it ended up on the Bodyguard to the soundtrack to the Bodyguard. I said that backwards. And it made him a lot of money. And he called me up one day and he said, "Thank you so much." And then years later, he gave me this guitar. But he's cool. My new album, that not the one that's coming out in September, but the one that's out now, Gentleman is the name of it. You can buy it. And the first song on that album, it's a Nick Lowe song. Should I just play a Nick Lowe song? Would that be a good idea to just go? This is a long intro. As I walk on through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? And each time I feel it slipping away, just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? As I walk through these troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. Now tell me, where are the strong? Who are the trusted? And where is that harmony, sweet harmony? And each time I feel it like this inside, one thing I want to know, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? This is the big solo section. Dave? That's nice. Oh, tell me, where are the strong? Who are the trusted? And where is that harmony, sweet harmony? And each time I feel it slipping away, just makes me want to cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about it? What's so funny about that? That's a new ending. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Curtis Stigers, everybody.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Of the Boise Stigers.
Of the Boise Stigers and the Chili Dick Stigers too. It's
the
family. It's a
Chili
family
Dick Stigers. That should be our
next
our
t-shirt.
fusion band.
You got a lot of good quotes tonight. What was the one about the guy whose dog died? What was his quote? Drinking and
oh yeah, what was that?
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, Niels. Yeah, I thought we were gonna.
Yeah, he didn't check in. He's late now.
He might, he had Canadian vodka and German beer. His wrestling, so.
Should we let Elvira in to close out?
Real cool. Well, let's say goodnight and then we'll go out on Elvira. No, wait, we got it. No, we're over. Let's do it next week. We got to go. We're over. I'm sorry.
Abe doesn't want to pay extra.
I don't want to pay extra for the computer machine. So we'll take some Zooms next week.
It's really
thank
nice
you,
to
everybody.
see you all.
nice to meet you.
Don't go anywhere, Andrea and Curtis. We have gift bags to give you once we sign off.
Great. I love cologne.
I love candles.
Yes. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next week. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Andrea Allan.
Thank you, Dave Hill.
Thank you, Curtis Stigers. Thank you, New Jersey Chicken Rancher Des. Thank you, Boy
Des.
Criminal Chris Kurzbeck. And thanks to everyone watching live and everyone listening in the popular podcast format. If you want to support the show, go to MaximumFun.org/join. And
we're gonna have the Q&A we did with Vanavad Paul and Shanali Bomick on Disco Dancer. That's gonna be a Max Fun exclusive.
Bonus you can only hear it if you go to that link I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And for as little as $5 a month, keep us for as little as $5 a month. You can make sure we all get our fair amount of chili, I guess. All right. Good night.